Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. And today it is KOTE 7, round 2, survival. As a team, we lost the first game and I lost the first deck. So I'm onto a new deck. This is the new deck. This logo Shadows. It is a good all-round deck. It has some amber control and it has the miasma to just outright stop a key being forged. Although it doesn't have a doorstepper too much or something like that, but it does have an interdimensional graft. And along with the sting, those are two big cards in this deck, and realistically, because my opponent doesn't have a too much to protect or an interdimensional graft or anything like that, those could be problem cards for my opponent if I get them off. The things my deck is missing, while it's got a 3 fates, it hasn't got a true board wipe. Equally, it hasn't got artifact control. Maybe a shame there's not an Arise in there for a disc deck, but it is decent all round. So it's a bit more me than the last one. It's kind of a mirror match as well, same houses in both decks for both players. Both time traveller decks. There are some things in my opponent's disc that possibly I might want to see in mine. I mean, the gateway. Lovely. Control the weak, that could make a turn quite painful for me. Also as well, the fact that it's got double charrette whereas I've only got one. That could be a couple of turns where I don't forge a key as a result of those. But as I say, the things I think that could swing it for me possibly are the interdimensional graft or the sting. For my opponent, well, again, it's just a good all-round deck. I will say this, it's not got mass amber control. It's got amber control, but if I go big, his deck's going home. Because with that, unless it's a miasma, yeah, I haven't got a key cheat, but if I get to, 10, 11, 12, there's very little way for him to stop me. So yeah, let's see how we get on. So I'm looking at that as an opening hand. It's not bad. I mean, it's a shame the charrette's in there, but I have got exhumes, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if it was in my discard pile. Although what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to try and get a bit of a decent logos turn. So if I put down the Library of Babel on turn 1, unless he can use the Snudge to get it back out off the board, he's got no artifact control. So then I could play the Time Traveller and draw 3 cards on turn 2. 1 off the Library of Babel and 2 off the Time Traveller. So that's what we're going for there. So yeah, I've put down the artifact, pass the turn to my opponent, and let's see what they play on their turn 1. But yeah, I mean, like I say, the disc is not bad there. The Shadows is okay, but I mean, the Banish could come in handy. There we go, so my opponent's gone logos, played the Time Traveller, drawn 2 cards. I imagine he's not drawn a logos card, unfortunately, there. And I've just put down the Time Traveller and used the library. So collectively there, we've both drawn a cumulative 5 cards and not drawn a single card that was in the house we could play the card from. So that's why sometimes draw isn't actually the most important thing in the game. My opponent's gone into Shadows and played a Relentless Whispers, then he's played a Booby Trap and a Pawn Sacrifice. So he's got up to 5 quite quickly there, which is good for him. So at the moment he's 5 amber to 0. I've got to decide whether I want to go for the big disc turn or play out the Shadows. I'm just going to go for the disc and try and keep up with him a little bit. Also as well, the charrette. I didn't need it to stop the key, but it's not the end of the world. And then I'm going to exhume the Time Traveller to put it out, draw another 2 cards. And yet again, so that's 7 cards we've both drawn in the first 2 to 3 turns. And again, 7 cards, not a single card either of us has been able to play. Neither of us doing well there. But again, that's not a bad turn. I mean, it's got me 4 amber, which is quite good. I mean, I've got 4 cards in-house Shadows for the next turn. And I've got 2 cards in logos, but I mean, the Helper Bot, I could play a Shadows card, the Lab Work, I could archive a Shadows card. May be worth going into logos on the next turn, but let's see what my opponent's looking at. So my opponent's gone Shadows. He's put down a Macy Sasp, discarded Key of Darkness, played Nerve Blast to steal 1 and do 2 damage to Charette. Obviously he wants his 3 back, preferably before like an interdimensional graph comes at him. So I've gone into logos, played, drawn 1 with Library, and there we go, drawn a logos card. So yeah, play Lab Work and Archive the Miasma. Dysania could be a worry for that, but I put it in there. I don't think it's a bad card to put in there, but yeah, maybe. Bearing in mind it's got Dysania, I might be better holding it, but equally he has got cards that drop stuff out of my hand. So I played the Helper Bot, and then I'm going to play one of the cards with the amp bonus just because I want to get into check. And I've gone with the Long Fuse Mines because the Whistling Darts isn't really going to do much, whereas the Long Fuse Mines might be a bit useful later. Could be close to a board wipe. So yeah, in check, 6-3, but I have got 3 of my opponent's amber. My opponent this time has gone into this. I mean, I've got quite a big board there, 4 creatures to his 1, 3 artifacts to his none. So yeah, that's something he'll be wanting to change. So he's playing down Snudge. Obviously, Snudge's ability could come in handy on the next turn, or if he's got a way to ready it this turn. Play the Charette, and that takes me off check, so that's good. Played Mind Barb and discarded Igor, and then he has also played another Mind Barb and discarded Dust Chronicles. To be fair, out of the cards I had there, that's not actually that bad. I mean, I've still got the help from Future Self. I've still got the Brend to potentially get down and try and steal 3. So, to be fair, if you watch some of my other videos, I really don't like what normally gets discarded out of my hand. I normally feel my opponent gets lucky, but I've got to say I probably did alright there, because I'd have picked the Igor. I'd have been happy to see the Igor go. The only thing I really didn't want going was probably the help from Future Self, because again I could put the Time Traveller back into the deck or get rid of it and then redraw it again. So yeah, I've gone in logos, I've got rid of the Macy Sass because of the Skirmish Poison. I've got Time Traveller off the board, so I can use help from Future Self to pull it back. I've drawn a card with the Library. Haven't drawn a logos card unfortunately, but it happens. So played down the Time Traveller, reap with the Helper Bot to get myself in check again. No logos cards there to play, but again, not a bad turn. You look at how many things there are on the screen that I've done and used and sort of thing, and I have got into check. So yeah, as some of the podcasters say, ABC always be checking. So my opponent has gone into logos. They've played Lab Work and archived a card. Wild Wormhole into Scrambler Storm, which means I can't play actions next turn. So I can't use the miasma that's in my archive even if I want to. Equally, I can't use the Binding Irons if I decided to go into Dis. Then my opponent's played Mother. It's going to be quite good for drawing in more cards. So yeah, I mean, can't really. I'd like to go Shadows. If the Scrambler Storm hadn't come up, I'd probably gone Shadows there. Played a Miasma, played the Whistling Darts, but I'm going to go into the Dis, just because I can reap a couple of times. I can affect his hand count. So yeah, he's got +1 because of Mother, but now he's got -1 because of Streak. If he kills the Dust Imp, I'll gain 2. So if a cheeky board wipe comes or something like that. And then I'm going to reap with the other 2 Dis creatures, gain 2. Again, I've got the board. I'm winning on the board, but I'm sort of losing the game because he's got his turn now. So he's going to be ahead on the amber count. He's gone into this. So he's reap with Charette, reap with Snudge. That's going to return something somewhere, probably one of mine, to my hand. So he's done it. He's done it to his own charrette there, because the charrette's disappeared. And then he's played a dust imp. Yeah, there we go. He's played gateway to this, white the board. Then he'll put the charrette back down, recapture 3. And then he's played control the weak to force me to choose this. So obviously I can't go into shadows and miasma him. I'm going to have to go with this. So I've hit him with Gongoozle, and I've played the Binding Irons there. So that's going to do it. I've used the Scientifical Hack to Library of Babel to draw one. It's a bit of a tough one. I mean, if I play Helper Bot, I can play another card. But I've gone for the Dust Imp just again, because if he kills it, I gain 2. And again, I'm behind on Amber. I'm behind on Amber effectively by 4. And a turn, because now back to him, his turn. I mean, yeah, he's got 3 of mine on a charrette. But, you know, he's now on his 2 keys out of the way, so my interdimensional graph really is just going to be worth an Amber pip when I finally get to it. Equally, the Sting is now out of the question in terms of it's just going to be a liability to me now. Now it's about, can I get that 3rd key before he gets to his, and he's not exactly a long way away. So he's played Subtle Maul, and he's played Lights Out, played Miasma to stop me forging. So yeah, there we go. I've Miasma'd him back now, so he's not forging this turn. Obviously I've got a decent Shadows turn. Perplexing Sophistry. I've just started Positron Bolt. I've used the Whistling Darts. Played a Brend, doesn't matter, he's not forging because of Miasma. Played the Dust Chronicles. I've put the Exhume in there. Maybe I should have put the Dust Imp in there again because of the Dysania. The Dysania's not come out yet. But with the 3 fates as well, unless he puts 3 creatures down and they're all stronger than Brend, I can 3 fates the Brend off the board and steal 3 from him. And unless Dysania comes out, I can Exhume a charrette. So I have the ability to take 6. So I think unless he gets to 12, I can take him off again. So he's gone into logos, played Help for Future Self and Time Traveller, Positron Bolt, played Mother, played a Valen Analyst, and he's passed the turn, so I am forging this time and I'm on 8. So yeah, I'm doing exactly what I said. Dis, draw the archive, 3 fates, white the board, steal 3. Boom, that's going at 7. Dust Imp, Exhume, play charrette, capture 3, take him off check. Bump. There we go. And yeah, I think I've got this now. Unless he can find a way to redraw into Miasma, he has not got enough to take 8 from me. Because even 7, and I'm still on 6 and 14. So, yeah, unless maybe he's got a wild wormhole and Miasma back in the deck from the Time Traveller, we'll see. But that is a strong check anyway. But against his deck, there's only one card in my mind that's going to take it off and stop me winning the game now. Okay, so he's gone into shadows, so he might have Miasma, we'll have to see. Subtle Maul, discarded lab work from my hand. Speed Sigil. Lights Out. To return Dust Imp and Charrette. Pawn Sacrifice. That's it, and that's the game won. And also as well, as a team we won. I won 3-2, the blue player won as well. Captain unfortunately lost this game, so this game we've won the match 2-1. Over the KOTE 7 so far, we've lost 4 games, won 2, lost 1 match, won 1 match. So yeah, that was a decent performance there. I'm happy with that. Don't think I could have done much better. Not entirely sure what my opponent could have done either. There are times where I've been lucky there, but yeah, we'll move on and see how we go on in the next round. Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the forge be with you.